Hello and welcome to the masterclass where we discuss how to create landing pages which really convert. And to give you an idea why I select this topic and why it's a very important topic. Now imagine you work for a real estate company and your weekly budget on ads is $2,000 regardless. Meta ads, Google ads, whatever. And you generate weekly leads of 100. Cost per lead is $20. Imagine you have a conversion rate of 2%. Now let's suppose your new target by management is you have to generate 150 leads every week. So you really have two options. One is you have to add an additional $1,000 budget per week, which might be even higher because in most of the cases when you increase the budget, the cost per lead also increases. The other option is if you are able to improve your conversion rate on your landing page from 2 to 3%, you still get these 150 leads and with the same budget of $2,000. That is the power of optimizing the conversion rates. This video is sponsored by HubSpot. And this process technically is called CRO, which is conversion rate optimization, which I was really crazy about a few years ago. And I worked a lot in this particular field. So if you haven't heard this before, conversion rate optimization is basically identifying the drop-off steps in the consumer journey and optimize the reduced drop-off. If you work with the e-commerce company, customer journey looks like this. They click on your ads, they visit your website, they check your product pages. Next step is they add to the cart. And the next step is they add payment info and order. So there are multiple steps there. And you basically identify which step has the highest drop off. But in lead generation businesses, real estate, ed tech, consulting, it's just one step. People visit the website, either they fill the form or they don't. So to improve conversion rates in this kind of business, you basically just have to understand how to make maximum people fill the lead form. And so that's what we are going to discuss in this video. I'll give you tips from my personal experience, from extensively testing on multiple businesses over the years. And I'll tell you what have I learned from this and how you can use those tips to basically improve your conversion rate optimization. So with that out of our way, our first section is basic design principles. So as a reference, let's talk about real estate landing pages. Now what I have observed is you optimize everything else, your ads, your keywords, your ad copies, your targeting, but most of the people don't even question about the landing page, and talking about landing page can improve conversion rates, which will result in optimization of CPL and all. But there is science and technique there as well, which you can do. So for example, I'll just highlight the main points which I have observed. One is your landing page when you're an ad tech business, when you are a real estate business, consulting business, your landing page does not have to look like sales kit or brochure. The brochure and the sales kit is sent to a designer or a website team, and they just format it and edit it and make a landing page out of it, which looks exactly like a brochure or sales kit. Now, the first thing you have to understand is always on landing pages use minimalistic themes. I'll show you some examples as well. Then you have to make sure that there is some breathing space, some white spaces, and only use bicolor themes. Do not use a lot of color. I'm going to show you an example in each section. That landing page can have 9 wrong things, but the thing we are talking about, just focus on that one in each of these examples. Now, a lot of these examples I'm going to show you, I have personally worked on them, but some of them I just had to kind of research because I cannot show you a lot of landing pages because they don't exist anymore. They're offline. So let's see, for example, this example here. This landing page is from Zillow. If you see, this is a minimalistic bicolor theme, a lot of white spaces. So when users visit this website, they basically have a kind of an attention path they need to focus on. When you land here, you just pay a little bit of attention to the picture. It gives you an idea. Then there's a headline and people will actually read it. Compared to the busy sales brochure looking landing pages, and there's a headline, tagline, and there's just normal 2 CTAs. Then you go through all of this. Each section is divided. There's a lot of white spaces, and there's how it works, and this is what I'm talking about. Another example is here, Zentral. I work with them. These are the type of landing pages that work for these kind of businesses. So I have done extensive tests looking at busy themes and minimalistic themes, and then seeing what is the average session duration, and there's always a huge difference. Now moving to the second one, which is domain hack. This generally works for only real estate. Now what happens in this case is, for example, when MR launches the Oasis project, a lot of real estate companies and agents, they create their own landing pages, they run ads. What I have seen is this hack works a lot. So for example, these real estate companies we buy relevant domains and create a landing page on that. It kind of gives an authenticity to the landing page, and a lot of users, when they have to decide, because if you come to Dubai, you search for the oasis, you will see ads from tens of real estate agents. And a user knows that I can fill any of them. All of them are going to show me the same properties. The pricing is the same. The agent commission is the same. So the deciding factor sometimes becomes that which landing page they click on. So always buy a relevant domain. Now, in some cases, the company will be like, no, all the landing pages will be hosted on our company domain. It's okay. But if you have this option, always go for this. For example, if I'm working with an agent or a real estate company, I'll ask them to buy mrsales.com domain or oasisbymr.com, mrprojects.com, or something like this, which is closely relevant to the projects. And this domain you can always use for any of the MR projects when you are advertising. Before we dive further into optimizing the lead generation process, I highly recommend you to download the ebook called An Introduction to Lead Generation for getting a broader perspective. You can download it for free from the link in the description below. Whether beginner or an expert, this ebook will really help you in lead generation optimization tools that can help you to improve your lead generation strategy and how to manage leads. It starts with absolute basics like what is a lead, how to create a lead magnet, and which strategy is best for you. Then it covers the mechanics of lead generation and best practices around landing pages, CTAs, and forms. My favorite part in this ebook is the section which explains the marketing tech stack you should use in your lead generation strategy, like content creation tools, web development tools, marketing automation tools, interactive content tools. And as a bonus, you will get some tool recommendations for improving your web strategy as well as lead generation, and includes links to sign up for free. This ebook was created by HubSpot, who is also sponsoring this video. So back to our next point. Then we are on the third one, which is humanize the information gathering process. This is probably one of the most important points to consider. A lot of real estate companies, when they're advertising a project on their landing pages, they add like forms multiple times, 3 times. Every section has a form. There is one form which is like floating on the page as well. Do not do that. It looks too pushy for the users that you're just asking for them for the information. Some people, they have forms which look like a contract. Like they have 10 different fields there. What's your name? When are you looking to buy? What is your budget? What is your nationality? Why do you want to buy in Dubai? What is this? What is that? I know some people are like, no, we need to fill our CRMs with all the data. We will segment the users. No, you can just use this information. Then the sales guy can ask them, and there can be 2 steps. They can update the information in the CRM if that's what you need. But initially, don't ask so much information. For example, here, if you look here, Dubai luxuryproperties.me, they're doing a great job. Just focus on the form for now. Just name, phone number, and email. That's it. The second thing you have to understand is explain the post CTA process. Very less company, any real estate agency I work with, this is what I implement, and it has shown very good results. I mean, I have some people who even appreciated this. Once you are looking for properties, you meet a real estate agent, you can kind of talk, and a lot of agents have told me that this was kind of highlighted by a lot of clients. So what I mean by that is make sure in the form you have the clear process or estimated timeline. See how they explain the process, how it works. Get connected to us, provide your information, tell us about your dream house, start your search. But this is not for a particular project. This is a company that does that for you. But they have already explained like the process. Or maybe this example, okay, our website here. Now, if you see here, if you go to any course, we have a section here which explains the process. Okay, if you are on the landing page, you like the course, you like the curriculum, then you'll be like, okay, step 1, enroll, sign up today and get instant access, learn and apply, follow the step-by-step modules, get certified and get your certificate and grow your ROAS. So in real estate business or consulting business, next to the form, just mention bullet points, steps. Step number 1, provide us the information, timelines. Point number 2, an account manager or real estate agent will get back to you within 1 business day, 4 hours. Expect a call from us. We schedule a meeting and finalize the process or whatever. And if you have this information next to the form where they know, okay, I'm providing the information. Somebody is going to call me within 1 business day. I should expect a call and I'll have a meeting and they'll explain the process. It helps a lot. It humanizes the form basically. I am a huge fan of using single CTAs. Do not confuse users with multiple CTAs. Do this or that or that. But in this kind of business, consulting, real estate, ed tech, and all these kind of businesses, use two CTAs is okay, but because it makes the user feel that they have option. What I mean by that is, on a real estate page, use two CTAs. Maybe if you have a brochure which you are providing to them, add a button, just receive brochure. You anyways ask them the same information, name, email, because you will receive the brochure by email. But they feel like they have option. Okay, I'm not going to get a lot of calls because I'm just downloading the brochure. They still provide you the information. Or if you have an option to call or a call button, you can just put call us directly. Use any of the two. When we do like the heat map analysis, we see that on these sections, there's a lot of people looking at the process. That's why this is one of the important sections. I always suggest all the clients to have this. This leads us to our fourth point, which is consider the attention span. Now, this applies to ads and it applies to landing pages as well. When you are working on a landing page, you are deciding on a landing page, you have to understand users don't have a lot of time when they visit the landing page. You don't write the passages and the redundant information and all those things, because a lot of landing pages I see, even if they have to provide an information like, okay, this is out of the city, there is swimming pool, they will add like a passage, the serenity to have you engulfed in, I don't know what. You can just mention that in 2 bullet points. And then don't repeat the information again and again. Use bullet points, divide sections very clearly, compress information. For example, here, if you see, the sections are divided in a very smart way. Okay, now that there is the process. Okay, now there is Q&A. Now there is this, that, and that. I can show you examples here. For example, if we go here, yeah, this one, see, they have did smart job in dividing sections. There's Oasis by MR. Then there is a landmark opportunity, straightforward in bullet points, starting from this, get payment plan. And then there is another section which shows this is the percentage of this, 25% parks, 3% this, and whatever. And then they have this payment plan, clearly divided section. So whatever user is interested in, because you don't know what the user will be interested in. Are they looking at the lifestyle, the features, the payment plan? Some people just directly want to go to the payment plan and see if they are eligible to buy this home or whatever. Yeah, see here as well, they have done a good job in dividing sections, an introduction, get payment plans here. Then they have what are the features, and that's it, using cards and showing everything. Clubhouse, school, beaches, sports activity, playgrounds, whatever. Strategically located, 50 minutes to Dubai Mall, to the point information, and a map supporting this information. And it leads us to the fifth point, which is humans, and humans. Ideally, just under the contact form somewhere, just introduce your team and show that, okay, you should expect a call from any of these. To give you an idea, a lot of people who come to our landing pages of courses, heat map show us, they focus a lot on this one, meet the instructor. This is who the person who's going to train you. And same thing, real estate, nobody does. Only few clients I have seen, and I suggest my clients always. They're kind of using this section as showing the credentials that they're a big company or whatever. Have a team, your top agents there, say this is our team, name this, experience in Dubai market, this one, he's expert in MR projects, expert in this. Some information which is not robotic. How you will introduce yourself in a party. Okay, that leads us to sixth point, which is show your expertise. Now, the first thing I would say is don't be Google. For example, ed tech companies or other companies or real estate companies or agencies, digital marketing agencies as well. They have this, because if you go to any Google presentation, I don't know, somehow they always show 38% uplift, 40% uplift. These are some numbers they'll always show, 18, 38, 40. And I don't know. I mean, even when I check CVs, when we are hiring, I always see people saying 2x, I help them to 2x their ROAS. Always 2x or 2.5x. I reduce the CPC by 40%. These are some numbers they use, and it looks so artificial and fake. So write numbers that matter, write numbers which are factual, and write numbers that provide you credentials for that kind of business. So, for example, the previous example here, if you show when I'm introducing myself, I've just highlighted what is important for someone to buy a course. I could say I have done this, that, and blah, blah, blah. I have highlighted I have spent more than 100 million in past 9 years. I have 200k subscribers on YouTube. I have 100k students on Udemy with 4.6 rating, and all of this is public information. They can go and check, except maybe this one. All of the rest of the information is public, and so they'll be like, okay, this is factual information. And this actually is important because somebody has 100k students on Udemy means they're good at training. Whether you are in consulting, you are agency, any kind of leads you want to generate, you need to have testimonials. This is probably the most important thing. A lot of companies don't invest in this because they're like, we don't want to talk to our clients and ask them for testimonials. Honestly, a lot of clients are happy to provide testimonials and be featured on their websites and ads or whatever. And if not video, a text testimonial is fine. But they really make a huge difference, because when I compare the conversion rates from Google traffic, probably those people don't know me or my company much. When I compare on Udemy and my website, there's a huge difference in conversion rate, because on Udemy they can see kind of the testimonials, the reviews from users. There are thousands of them. On my website there are very less yet. So that's one of the reasons. And this might be helpful for edtech and other kind of businesses, which is what sets you apart. Even if you are a digital marketing agency, you have to show what kind of sets you apart. Now, for example, if you go to my YouTube channel, this is also kind of a landing page, because that's where people consume our content, they consume our courses. If you see, the first section we have here is our mission statement and message to beginners, which is kind of our way to say what sets us apart. So you have to think in that way. Since we uploaded this, we see uplift in honestly memberships on our YouTube channel as well. And that leads us to our last point, which is go above and beyond. Now, this is kind of a little bit of work, but this will make a huge difference. Like, you can have, who is your best audience? Who can benefit most by doing business with you? What is it? For example, in our case, I'll show you some other course, which because we're testing multiple formats of landing pages here. So for example, if you see, this is another landing page variant we are testing. Who is this course for? Students who want to learn DV360 or display and video 360, digital marketers who want to get into programmatic advertising, professionals, tuck. Simple and straightforward. It makes a huge difference, because when I go here, I'll be like, okay, these guys are being very honest and straightforward. This is who can benefit from us. And then I know, okay, I fall in this category or I don't fall. So this kind of information is very important as well. Then there is expert opinion. If you are in consulting business, it basically goes back to credentials. Have your account managers talk about, for example, let's say you are a business who helps companies to set up offices and businesses here in UAE. Answer some questions like why companies should invest, why companies should choose you, what is the difference between free zone and LLC. It kind of gives you credentials that you guys know what you're talking about, and it kind of helps them as well, and they will engage with the landing page when you have such kind of content on your landing page, which improves the conversion rate as well. One more example would be, but unfortunately I really wanted to show you this one, but the landing page does not exist anymore. We had done a landing page for one of the project where the building was in JVT here in Dubai. The company actually, what they did is they created a video, went in a car, they created a professional video of the neighborhood and put that in the landing page. And we got a lot of traction, a lot of views on that video. Now people going to the landing page, they could actually see that in a car, when you move in the neighborhood, how does the neighborhood look like? No other agency does that. Now this is what going above and beyond mean, and this will set you apart. And similarly, if you are, let's say, an edtech business or a digital marketing agency, have webinars with your clients talking about what was the problems they were facing, how did you solve the problems, case studies, and all of these things. And that's all for this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.